Coming to you from Rockingham, IPL Radio.
Hello, and we are here. We normally should have Jack, but unfortunately Jack has been not very well today, so we hope he makes a speedy recovery. But we're not alone, because we do have Nicole with us.
Hey, hey, hey!
And we have two very special guests who we connected with recently, and we have Leigh and Cody. So welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us. We're excited to be here.
And we're excited to have you. You've just been sharing a bit of your story before we've just jumped on air. Do you want to just share a bit more about how you came to be here today?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, for us, Leigh and I, we run the WA NDIS Networking Hub. Leigh and I joined the disability sector about 2-3 years ago, and we actually met at a disability expo here in Rockingham, and both were new to the space, didn't really know anyone else in the NDIS, and we're trying to sort of find our feet. So we decided to start catching up for coffee once a month, and we consistently did that for a while. I think it was just Leigh and I, and she got a bit sick of me for a little bit there.
I like the fact you're nodding.
Definitely. But, shortly after, more and more people started to come out and connect with us, and sort of fast forward now 2 and a bit years, we have a thriving business. We have about 4,000 members across our Facebook groups. We look after all of Perth in terms of disability providers, and our job is really just connecting providers in the space, and in particular I'd say like really good quality providers. I guess for us, we've always been big on trying to find values driven people that know good services and do a great job supporting participants in the NDIS.
And I think that, that's one of the things with NDS is that it's a mixed barrel, right? You get some organisations that you can tell have that heart to help their clients, and then some that are just there for the money. And I love the fact that you guys are ethics driven and that you're trying to attract people who are all about the client. I think that's, really important.
I think we talked about it before, but in my experience, I think Leigh would nod and agree with this as well, but good people know good people. And I think that's just, not just exclusive to the NDIS. I think that's in life, right? If you're a good person, you have good friends, naturally you seem to gravitate to the same sort of ilk of people. And in the NDIS, we've definitely found that if you can find good quality providers, they know other good quality providers. And for participants, it just means they're going to get the best help and support out there, which is really important.
Because you definitely can tell when you're talking to them who does actually have the good ethics and who is going to. So I can even just ask a few things and then generally know. I'm sure you have the same thing of, okay, they are going to follow the rules, or no, they're not, Yeah. And I think also there's always that talk in the community about, what people can get away with, and but the thing is it's not about that, because you're more about long term, so it's not about so when I'm helping people start up businesses for NDIS, and I have to kind of cipher what are they in it for, and why are they, because otherwise you can't just you can set them up but then they're going to fail. So so, and I love what you guys do. So you can you just remind us, I already know though, but I want to hear it from you guys. So you've got 4 different networking, so-called branches, I guess. Yep. And I'm like the networking queen, so I know I'm so excited to be meeting you. It was just by chance I actually am here. I'm not supposed to be here, but I'm so excited I am. So did you want to tell us more about where they are and what you do, and are they all the same, and what do people expect when they go there?
Yeah, definitely. Well, we're glad we've met you as well, so we're glad that you are here. So I guess we always say Tuesdays are for networking. So on the first 4 Tuesdays of the month, we have our networking events. First Tuesday is Mandurah Rockingham, and it's in Mandurah. Second Tuesday is Canningvale, like the eastern suburbs of Perth. Then we've got the third Tuesday, which is in Lansdale, which is the northern suburbs. Yep. And then the fourth Tuesday, and we only just started doing this one this year, in Bunbury in the southwest.
Ah, Bunbury.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know the Bunbury one. So are they always at the same spot? So with Lansdale,
yes. Yep.
Whereabouts is it for that one?
So just to make it consistent, it's
Yep.
always at the same spot in all 4 locations.
Okay.
And it's
Oh,
always
that's
at the
good.
same time.
Okay.
So in Lansdale, it's at the Lansdale Farm on Evandale Road.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dutch.
Love that
We
one.
love that too.
Oh, and they make
Definitely
amazing
love
chips. Anyway,
Yeah.
and they have a nice
Tastes
playground.
great. Yes.
Well, I
yes.
think
But anyway.
we always try to find venues as well where, again, like participants can go. So like Lansdale Farm is a prime example where we've seen providers now taking participants and support workers there as well, which has been great.
Yes, they actually used to have. My sister used to be looked after there. Just behind there, there's like facilities for disabled people, and they used to have this. What's that? Cock-a-doodle, whatever animal that does that. A rooster. And it used to wake my sister up all the time, and she used to complain about it because it just wasn't. She used to be annoyed about it. She was only young back then. But Lansdale is an amazing venue, especially in regards to like that. It's got the animals and it's got a play area. It's an enclosed play area as well, so it's you're able to really supervise children. That one, and then so Canning Vale. I also know that area too. Whereabouts is it there?
It's at the Billabong Church on
Oh,
Maple
okay.
Street. So that is a sensational, beautiful new location. Very accommodating for us. And we've actually just grown out of the original room that we're in, and we've gone downstairs into like a cafe type room. And that is a beautiful location.
Whereabouts is that? Sorry, Billabong, but
The Billabong Church.
Uniting Church.
oh,
yeah.
I've
Yeah.
spoken at that one.
It's
oh,
so cool.
yes,
It's a lovely place. And
Yes,
the people
yes,
that
yes.
work there,
Fantastic. Yeah.
fantastic to
Yes.
work with and to deal with.
Yeah. So
They have a play group there, and that's
Yes,
they
I
do.
was
Yes.
before
yeah.
and after school care,
Yeah.
I think, for
Yeah.
kids
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah. I was speaking about toilet training and getting children ready for kindy. So I was
Yeah,
like
nice.
speaking on that topic, which is always a hot topic. And yeah, and then what was the other one? Mandra.
Rockingham.
So
we've
where?
got Mandra.
Yeah, whereabouts?
Mandra's at Game On Mandra Terrace, and that is a great location as well. It only opened in, I'm going to say August last year.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've been to there.
Definitely one to put on the list. I think
Okay.
they do a lot of, so they have a lot of different like sort of games there for people to play. So like a lot of Dungeons and Dragons and sets up,
Really?
sell trading cards. And again, we've seen a lot of our participants
Yep.
through the group starting to go there on weekends or with their support workers as well.
They've got a full kitchen. They've got coffee.
Good coffee too.
Yeah, good
Wow.
coffee, great coffee.
Yeah, we have Dungeons and Dragons here,
Awesome.
and a lot of them have autism as
Yep.
well.
Yep.
And it's amazing because we have a youth group that do D&D.
Yeah, cool.
And there was one young lad, they had a monster in the game, and he tried to kill it straight away.
Yep.
And they were like, actually, this monster is an ally. So it was kind of teaching him, instead of reacting,
That's cool.
to actually stand back and think, because although it's a monster, right, and so you think it's a certain thing,
Yeah.
it might not be a certain
Big
thing.
time, yeah.
And when they were going through it, I was like, wow, it's a fun kind of way of learning really important
instead
life
of just
lessons.
reading that in a book or something like
Yeah.
that. Like, what a cool way to really let your mind sort of go loose and go, that's another way to learn. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
and they're having fun. Like, you don't want to put them in therapy because then it's boring. You're just talking to a counsellor, right? But when they're doing something like D&D, it's a fun thing. They don't realise that they're actually therapy.
Well, I mean, it's fresh in our mind. This probably sounds like a free plug. It probably is, I guess. But it's we've just come in fresh from our meeting yesterday. And we had Aspire and Grow, our sponsor of the month, and they were talking about the different therapy that they provide. And one of the things that they do is they have a golf simulator, and for the exact same thing in terms of therapy can be done in so many different ways. Someone that is suffering from mental health can get benefits from simply walking in the park, right? So the way that they design it is more thinking about, well, how can we get the right outcomes for people? And for them, a golf simulator again allows people to really open up, feel comfortable, feel safe, and talk about what's going on. And I think anything that is exploring that world where, again, people feel comfortable and can learn things, can discuss it, like we should all be trying to step into that space. Yeah, 100%.
I've heard some stories, I don't know exactly whether this is true or not, but how they're using, what was it called? VR, I think?
Yep.
Virtual
Yep.
technology.
Yeah, virtual reality.
Where they have the thing
Yeah.
on paraplegics. And they're actually almost feeling like they can walk,
Yeah.
so in the game they're walking kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's actually, and it's like neurodiversity as in plasticine, but like how your mind
Yeah.
can change. And so by playing like a VR game and walking, you can actually change, especially for stroke victims, stroke survivors, it can actually make a difference in how their brain operates. It's your turn.
See me get in.
Okay, because Jamin, right, when he was having his medical problems, my son, he had a VR, right? And so it's scary because it's like, so you get to watch it and it's like a roller coaster and you really think these dinosaurs are coming at you, right? So you're like, whoa. But then there's other games where you can like jump from side to side and miss these tiles and have these, what's that, saber something?
Lightsaber?
Yeah, that's it.
Star
Yeah.
Wars style?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
okay,
so
yeah,
he
yeah.
was like exercising but not knowing. And then he was able to like move around because his body was just like not working properly with his muscles and that. Now he's fine, praise God. But it was just amazing how much he would be able to do in that capacity as opposed to not being able to walk, very much, but being able to still exercise. It was so exciting and amazing.
But isn't that-
VR's fun.
That's what I was going to say. Like, isn't it just amazing how technology can change that, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of companies as well. I've seen a lot of people do work with, phobias and things as well. So people have.
This one had sharks. I felt like this shark was going to like eat me.
Yeah.
And my children thought it was funny. That I was freaking
maybe
out.
that's down the other side of it, right? But but like, you think of that if you feel really uncomfortable in a certain setting or something
Yeah.
really triggers you, like what a safe way for you to be able to build your, I guess,
Yeah.
a tolerance, for lack of a better word,
That's true.
in terms of actually understanding your phobia and what can be done. So I think it's just amazing where technology can take challenges like that, and VR is such a great
Yeah.
example.
Absolutely. Just want to get back to the
We can talk for hours.
we could.
Because they're going to do an expo, right? And that's what I'm excited about.
So tell us about the expo.
Yeah. It's really
We're
exciting.
very excited about the expo.
Yeah.
So ultimately, NDIS Networking Hub is really, we bring businesses together, and we do get feedback from our members, and we listen to it.
As much as we
take
can,
on
right?
as much as we can. A lot of our members have said to us, okay, so you're doing the B2B, business to business, so what about the participants? So we have decided, so Rockingham is our backyard, so we thought Rockingham would be a great place to start. And we decided to launch our expo, Disability Expo in Rockingham on the 25th of September.
Just over a month to go.
Yeah,
I
just
think.
over a month. It is a Wednesday and it is through school holidays. And we've done that. And the reason we've done that is really to engage a bigger part of the community. It is a free event for people to come along. You do need to register. So you need to register and grab a free ticket. And there's going to be 30 store holders. It's going to be jam-packed. Did you want to say what?
Well, yeah, I think this is going to be a lot happening there, right? So again, using the power of the network that we have, like we spoke about before, we have a lot of good quality providers that we know. So we focused on sort of bringing them into one location, so that if you are a participant and you need a new support worker, you're looking for different therapy providers. Again, it's kind of a one-stop shop for all of that. We're really lucky as well. Some of the sponsors that we have for our events. So we have two.
We've been overwhelmed by sensational businesses
Really? Yeah.
that are really looking to support us.
Yeah, and like I say little things, but like some amazing work. So like Shift Care, who are a really massive organisation but do a lot of great work in the community, and also 24/7 Plan Management, who's at Bailey, the local sort of guru down here as well. But like they've put on the ability for the first 200 people to get a free sausage sizzle and a free coffee just for attending the expo. Wow. So again,
We're down there, aren't we?
there's 198 left. Looks like
It'll take a lot to convince us,
But yeah, so again, it's just a real great way for us to be able to put something on where there's great people, there's great information. We want to be able to, I guess, give back to the community and let them know what's out there, but equally do it in a fun way as well. So again, we've got so many different stallholders that add so much, and sort of, tackle different parts of the NDIS, which is important.
Do you want to shout out to any other sponsors that helped?
Well, thank you. Yeah, we got a few. So like I said, I mentioned Shift Care and also 24/7 Plan Management, and those two have really done a lot in terms of, like I said, providing some of that sort of free stuff for participants. One other one that I'll call out is Limitless. So the director of Limitless, Rochelle, who's a good friend of both of ours, does a lot of work to support our community. She's organised to have an entertainer there, so Rosie O Entertainment, so doing the balloon.
Yeah.
all that
So
stuff.
I think
Yeah.
give something for the kids to do. Absolutely.
And then we've got some major sponsors as
Yeah,
well.
we've got major sponsors, which we are very excited about. So we've got Concentric.
Yep.
So it's Emily from Concentric. She's going to come along. They are a national company and they've got a very big presence here in WA.
Yeah, they do Adelaide Health, so a lot of speech pathology, OT, that sort of stuff. And I think for us, why we connected with them is they don't just do the therapy, they do a lot of different things. They presented recently on their fairy dust fund, which I found really cool. So they empower their therapists to have their their own sort of little budget that they can reinvest to help their participants and their families. So whether it was sending some people to the Olympics, they've been doing different things around supporting, mums and dads that go through the other side of the NDIS as well. So they're a really big supporter of ours.
And we've got Anathan, Judy, so they work in the community as well. They work between WA and New South Wales. They've got quite a big presence, and they're only growing here within WA as well. So we very much appreciate them and everything they do for us. And they're big supporters of not only our expo, but also our networking hub and our network gatherings.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this place. I want to go there now. That's so awesome.
Yeah, and we're quite lucky as well. Probably the last two we should mention, but we also do have our own full-time jobs as well in the NDIS. So for myself,
do you want to give? Are you allowed to give those a plug where you're working at the moment?
Yeah. we definitely
just
should.
1 minute. Did they know you're here, or have you just taken a sickie today? We don't want to get you into trouble.
No, you won't get us into trouble.
No, definitely not. And
I'm so excited that that's happening too.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what's great about the NDIS. Like we spoke about before, you don't know who you're going to meet and where your paths can sort of be intertwined. And for me, I'm very lucky. So I work for Plan Partners. So Plan Partners is one of the largest plan managers in the NDIS. But for me, again, just because they're a big company doesn't mean they just think like a big company. It's been really nice to work for someone that's really like small-minded and community focused. And I don't know, there's so many different plan managers out there. I'm sure your listeners would understand that from an NDIS point of view, but I guess from Plan Partners' point of difference, I think, like I said, it's just really, even though being big, thinking small and really supporting local participants. And one of the things that we do, and again, I just love talking about it, but with Plan Partners and plan management, if it's how you have your plan managed, one of the things that we do is we allow service agreements to basically quarantine funds. So we talked before about there are some, unfortunately, some really poor providers out there. So some that are doing the wrong thing and really taking advantage of participants. So one of the ways that we, I guess, prevent that by having a service agreement in place, it means that we can go, no, these funds are there for that therapy or that provider, that service, and that's all they can be used for. So that for me has been one of the reasons why I've really enjoyed my time at Plan Partners. And again, they're a big sponsor of the expo, and Cause We Care as well for you.
Yeah, and I work for our core business, Cause We Care. I'm reasonably new to Cause We Care, but we do support work. We do provide, help with participants out in the community, in home, life skills, catching the bus, all those kind of things.
Cooking, budgeting.
Yeah, all the stuff that people need to know, but they need a bit of help with, and that's us, and that's what we are providing. We are looking at the moment for staff, so we are looking for support workers. Anyone out there?
What kind of things are you looking for in a support worker?
So I guess support worker is the face of the business, really. They're the first point of call. So we need people that align to our values. We need people who are very caring. You don't even necessarily have to have support working experience. You have to have the right, the thoughts, and you have to be the caring, understanding, passionate person. Certificates and whatnot, they're great, but we're really looking for the people to be able to provide the supports to our participants.
And I think as well, for me, like obviously I work closely with Leigh, with Cause We Care and everything else. And one thing that I like that you do that not every core provider does as well is like you will go out and actually match the participant to the support worker that you have as well. So it's not just, okay, this is the person that we have free and available, they're going to come and help you. It's, okay, well, what are you into? What are some of the challenges that you face? And then Leigh and the team then go, okay, well, this is the perfect support worker for you. And I think that's a big difference for you guys.
And at the moment, like I'm meeting all of our participants face to face, especially on their first interaction with us. So I'm going out to actually meet them rather than just leaving it to, whoever in our, staff. So, yeah.
I think that's really matters that you do that, because they're not just a piece of paper that you're reading about, and everything, what they're trying to achieve, and even having the conversation with them, because they're limited to what they've already been thinking or been exposed to. So just brainstorming with them what they really want and listening to them, obviously, because that's what it's about.
It's amazing when you start having a conversation with someone and they think that this is what they want, and you start conversing about different things, and they're like, actually, I really want to do that. And I never thought about that before. And it's like, okay, well let's think about that. Let's start putting some notes down and putting some plans into place.
Big time.
And the thing is what's so amazing about it as well, like, because you know that with your connections and that, you really can make it happen.
Yes.
So it's not just like, da-da-da-da.
So,
It's like,
promise.
okay, well, let's get on and do this. And then they're like, hang on, what? Like, whoa, you know? And then, so I have that with people and they're like, oh, I can do that? Okay. And then what else we're doing? Oh, we're doing that? Yes, I can do that as well. And it's like, you just get on with it, you know?
And it's really empowering, isn't it, as well? To identify, you know, and like for when Jack first approached us, right, he came in and he was like, his kind of head was bowed and he was like, I like music, I like what you do. Do you have any place for me, you know? And he was really like humble when he came in, and we gave him like a co-spot, so he was co-hosting with someone else, and then he regressed and he ended up having his own show. But you know, just because he had a support worker who said there's this new radio station and they work with people with
Yeah, how good
disabilities,
is that?
why
Yeah.
don't you try them? If he hadn't have had that support worker, he never would have come in
Yeah.
off his own.
Just the other day, remember we had someone else come in? Remember when we were interviewing him on Monday?
So we have this one guy who is amazing, right? He comes in like 2 or 3 times a week, and he brings his clients because he knows his clients love it here. And so he was talking with his new client, and he mentioned, because he likes music, he mentioned, why don't you come here? So he came in, and we were doing an interview at the time, you know, so we kind of had to like say, okay, see you later, you know. So he came out, they played pool for a while, and then when our interview finished, we brought him in and we did an on-air interview with him.
Oh, how good.
And he was so rapt, like he's coming back next week. It's so nice to see how excited they are when we go on air.
Like a dream came true for him, and he was like so excited that he got to do it, right? And then I was like, okay, so if people are not sure about whether they should do it or not, what could you encourage them with? And then he gave them encouragement, you know, to actually just do it. It's so cute to watch.
It is.
It's so cool that you guys are providing that place for people to come along and to be a part of this, because this really is that cool.
Right? And it's even cooler if you sit in this chair. You choose who to, you know, we'll take your mic down for a little bit.
Yes, I did let Tris drive today.
How nice of you. But it's really cool when you get someone in this chair and they get over their first show and they're a bag of nerves.
Yeah.
But when they get out and they go, wow, it went so quick. Because
Yeah.
often people, like, we had one in the other day who said, 3 hours is a long time. Am I really going to be able to fill 3 hours? Yeah, you can. You can, because, you know, you're playing music half the time as well. So you've got an hour and a half of talking.
What about how you had to not interrupt us, but that interview on Monday, I think we were talking to Megan for an hour and a half. She was in the US and we were having an interview. So, time just goes.
Yeah, so we weren't talking for an hour and 15, and she probably could have gone for longer. But we were like, there's other
When
people.
you're talking about your passion, and WNDS
So easy,
Networking Hub
And-
is our passion, we could actually talk for hours.
And we can
about
see
it.
that, you know, it's so cool to have you guys in, because it's obvious you're not doing this because you want extra money. You know, you're doing this because you actually care about what you're doing, and that's really cool.
And I think that's where it came from.
Literally.
It came from a place of, I guess, a place of we needed to connect with people, but we also wanted to bring people in together to connect with each other. We can then provide our participants with the best service. And within our networking hub, and I was saying it before, that not only is it a place to meet other service providers, but if you constantly come to networking, you get to build a relationship and you get to build even, you know, almost a friendship with people. So then when you are referring your participant who, you know, you really need to look after and you want to look after, you have the confidence to refer to your network, those people. Yeah, so...
Definitely.
but I just want to talk to you about the expo.
Yes, that was my next thing, right? Because it's really important we talk about the expo.
Yeah.
So can you just take us through, you know, you said you had 30 stall holders, right?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing they're not all plan managers. So do you want to take us through what kind of businesses they are?
Definitely not all plan managers. No one would come. I think, you know, if shout out to any plan managers listening, we do a great job, but equally it's a boring job. I reference it's kind of like doing your tax as well. So it's no one loves doing that. But no, so
we've got 3 plan managers
we do.
coming along.
I think 3's enough. So we've got plan managers. As we mentioned, we've got core providers as well. So your support networks, that sort of stuff. Yeah, one of those examples. We've got, like I said, therapy. So again, we mentioned Concentric was one of those. We have different sort of training organisations as well. So again, another close friend for us is Rosie Disability Services. So Emily's doing a great job out there and created a new brand recently. She does a lot of work not only in the support coordination space, but also does a lot of training for different organisations as well, which is great. Cool. So it's always good to know who's out there and how you can upskill.
Yeah. Is that nationally accredited, or is that not?
It's a great
an RTO, a registered training organisation?
I don't believe so as such.
Is
I think
it
it's
like
probably
manual
good.
handling or something like that? Or
No, more disability specific, but I think it's a great opportunity for us to connect you with Emily so she can tell you more
that
about
would
her
be
business.
cool.
Right?
Yeah,
let's do that.
I have
yeah.
lots of
Or come to
She's a
Expo.
connector,
Yeah,
right?
she is. I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing it.
And she would love to come here, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, she definitely would.
But we've got companies like Dateability. So
Yeah.
they do programs for not only learning how to date, but just building relationships with people, building friendships, and so they do programs on that. We've got Queens of Clutter coming in, and they are really, really cool.
They do a great
well.
job. Yeah.
We've got counsellors coming along. We've got support coordinators.
We've even got the City of Rockingham as well coming
Rockingham
down, which is
have joined
great. So
in.
it's awesome.
Do you
to
have
support.
NDIS themselves? Like, do you have a relationship with them, or?
So we're, I guess, TBC on this, but we are hoping to have one of the NDIS communities, so the APM group, come down as well.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting to hear back from them. So
Yeah, but we've got a table waiting for them. So if
Yeah.
they're listening, hopefully
Yes.
they can confirm for us.
We'll send the link to them. You know, like, come on, guys.
Definitely, but that's the thing. We want to partner with really good quality organisations in the space. And
Yeah.
again, the City of Rockingham have been really, fantastic to deal with.
easy.
Really.
Do you have
supportive.
like disability employment providers as well?
We've been trying to get some, haven't we? Yeah.
I used to work in that space. That's why I kind of
nice.
mentioned it, because that's really important.
We've
So.
got Finders Keepers.
We do.
Finders Keepers are coming.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're a
And
really
based
good
in
local,
Mandurah.
yeah,
They're a
Mandurah-based.
local that service this area as well, and they're really cool.
Have you looked at thinking of at work? There's a lady called Erin. She's amazing. I should connect you
Yeah,
with
please,
her
please.
Yeah.
because anyway, okay, keep going. Yeah.
So one quick question before we start talking too much about the expo: do you have space for more people?
Oof.
Well, funnily enough, we got booked out really, really fast, and we do have an extensive wait list.
Okay.
So the thing about that is we are now in the process of planning our Northern Suburbs Expo for November. So, I don't want to take it away from the Rockingham one because that's really where all our focus is on at the moment. We have got a register of interest for the Northern Suburbs Expo. And that list is filling up very fast as well. So there's, there is a real call for these community expos and providing this free community event.
Yeah, and I think in terms of how we went out to our groups as well, one of the things, again, we go back to how we started from these consistent networking groups. We wanted to reward our members that come consistently as well, and the ones that really have supported us over
They
that
get
time.
precedence, right?
Well, yeah, they were the first to know. Again, we really wanted to make sure that they knew about it. So
We spoke about it at our networking Tuesday events.
Yeah.
And really after the first
first one.
first one,
Yeah.
but the first two we pretty much booked out. So
Yeah.
With the Joondalup one, we did an interview with a guy late last year, I think, who he runs his own NDIS thing up in Joondalup. He's in the business development area.
Okay.
And he's got a really interesting story. So he, I think he's autistic himself.
Yep.
And he was seeing so many people kind of get rorted by the system, if that's a word. We were talking about words like rorted. Is that a word? Rort's a word. Is rorted a word? I don't know. Ripped off, right? And so he kind of became an NDIS provider himself. So he does gardening and cleaning and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's very passionate guy about doing the right thing.
Yeah, and they're all of those sort of people are the ones that we want to meet with and connect with and display. I think
everyone needs a gardener. They're in
Demand.
high demand
Yeah.
at the moment, gardeners and cleaners and maintenance people.
Yeah.
So
and I think
we want to connect with him.
And I think any business, has its own origin story, right? But I think broadly speaking, the ones that come from a place of I've seen something bad, I don't like that, and I know a much better way to do it, or there's a good way to do it. I think they're always super passionate. Like Leigh said, those are the kind of people that again can go, well, that's not okay. That's not what it should be. It should be this quality or this standard instead. They're always great businesses to work with.
So how can people get more information about the expo? Like, do you have a Facebook page, events page, or anything like that?
Yeah, well, you are talking to the unproclaimed self-IT guy here. So Leigh has...
You're in charge of all the websites, right?
I can only just turn a computer on, maybe, if it's got on button.
With some chaperoning, that's something I fumbled my way through. But yeah, we do have a website, so it's a long one, so you have to bear with me. But it's obviously www.wandisnetworkinghub.com.au. So that is our website, and obviously you can Google that. You can also just find us on Facebook and find the groups that way as well. On our website itself, it has all the information on our Tuesday catch-ups, so how to find where they are, when the next one is, how to get those tickets.
And you've got separate groups as well on Facebook, right?
Yeah,
so you've got...
They match the areas that we meet in.
So I think I've joined the Rockingham Mandurah one,
Perfect.
but I don't think I'm in the other one. So
perfect.
Well, I am.
Yeah.
Now I am.
That's it.
Because I gave him my phone and said, here, find yourself.
This is what happens when
That's
you give
what
me
I
the phone.
do.
Yeah. But I think that's a good thing on the groups. Like, again, we didn't just want people to be there, be in the group, but then not be able to actually help anyone. So like we say to people, if you don't go in the northern suburbs of Perth, don't join that group. Like, we want people in the groups that actually can make a difference and actually help there and then. So,
but you get what you put in as well, don't you? So
100%.
I've been into groups where I've not really engaged and I don't get anything from it.
Yep.
But then other groups I'm quite active,
Yeah.
and you get the comments and you get the conversations.
Yeah.
So people really need to engage more, right?
Big time. And we talk about that a lot. Like, our Tuesday meetings are great, and it's such a great time to meet people and stuff. But if you only wait for that first Tuesday or whatever Tuesday in the month, you're missing out on so much activity throughout the rest of the month. That's why the groups do exist. So you can post not only what your business offers and hopefully why it's different, but equally if you need help, like you mentioned before, you need a gardener in this area, or you're looking for a connection for this. Again, that's the power of the group, and one of the many things I love about our community is people want to help other people. Yeah. So they'll go, I know a great person that can do this, or I know someone that can help you with that.
Yeah. And then on our, we've also got our LinkedIn, so for any businesses out there that are on LinkedIn, we'd love you to connect with us, and we'd love to connect with you.
Can you just go through your full names? Are you both on
absolutely.
LinkedIn?
I'm Leigh Hunter.
Yep. And I'm Cody Thompson. And then we also have then the WA NDIS Networking Hub page as well.
Yeah.
So we can be found on all three. Yeah.
So is that on LinkedIn, the hub?
Yep.
It is.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
And are you on Instagram as well, or TikTok? Have you actually gone into the TikTok? I honestly think, because we're on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and we have way more engagement on TikTok.
Yeah, wow.
We put an advert out last year, and we got 100,000 hits.
Wow.
If we did the same on Facebook, we'd probably get like 50.
Yep.
Just TikTok is way better at showing people posts.
Definitely, especially with
my
these.
age, I don't really understand it, so we'll leave that to Cody.
Well, it's funny. So, Instagram as well. I'm not an Instagram believer, if I'm honest. And if my wife is listening, she's always telling me to re-download it. I have an account. I never use it. And she's always sending me videos that I can't watch. But we should have Instagram. We don't yet. And I think... Yeah, TikTok's the other one. Like you said, I started a very funny account, very separate. It's called, if anyone's out there listening, Dad's Money Hacks. But it's the same thing. It was just from an idea, and it created and very quickly grew to, I think I've got, 5,000 followers. I don't use it anymore. I haven't done it for a long time. But to your point, it really cuts through, and people are really interested more in that sort of bite-sized, easy to consume content.
And also, we just get lots more comments. It's not just the hits as well. People, especially if you pose a question on there.
Yeah.
And like TikTok, because it used to be the dance one, and then it morphed into TikTok.
Yep.
So my daughter was she's 15 next week.
Yeah.
14. What am I doing? I'm just adding years. Been a few
Hope she's not
rough
listening,
weeks.
yeah.
She's 14 next week. And she's like a TikTok aficionado, right? But like all the programs, all the things that she watches on TikTok are all like dancing, right?
Yes.
Because it used to be a dance thing years ago.
Yeah.
But I've noticed, because it's same like Facebook, it changes the algorithm.
Yeah.
So what she watches, what it puts in front of her is the kind of content she watches.
Very true.
Well, for me, I get a lot of like stand-up comedians, and I'll get mental health stuff because that's what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
And I'm really shocked at how many people like from my generation that are into TikTok now, and it's like professionals that are using it. Not like doing the dance because that's still the teenage thing,
Yeah.
But, like you get stand-up comedians who just have like a 1 minute joke or something.
Yeah.
And then you go, wow, I really like that. And then you follow them and, you become fans. So
Yeah.
it's a really good way of getting your message out there.
We'll do that.
Yeah. By the
You
next
don't
will
have
do
to do the
that.
dancing,
No,
although,
no. I'll leave the dancing to Leigh, that's fine.
Yeah.
But no, hopefully by the next time, if
maybe
we're back here, we'll
maybe
have
when
an
you do the
account.
expo, you should do like Macarona or something round.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Film that on TikTok. That would be
that's
pretty
a really-
crazy.
Look, you're coming. Maybe
Yeah.
you film for us.
There might be footage
Maybe
of you
we'll
guys at
lead
the
it.
sausage sizzle.
Macarona.
Yeah.
That would be pretty fun.
But on our website, you can grab your ticket. It's
Yep.
through
Humanitics.
Humanitics.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's another word I don't know whether I can say or
Yeah.
not. So you can grab your ticket. So you do have to register for the event as a community member. But it is so it's a free day out. So school holidays, bring your kids.
Can you rock up on the day though, or do you have to have like the ticket?
For the expo itself, we'll definitely be able to help people when they can. Because it's a free event, we can help them organise to get the ticket and do it there and then, so that's
Yeah.
fine. For our Tuesday events, because we have like room capacity at certain venues and different things, we do
Yeah.
require to have a ticket in advance. The way that we do it, so again, the way that our business sort of operates is we have a yearly membership. So for business members that want to be a part of it, it's $49 for 12 months. So we think it's really affordable.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so basically 80% of our total tickets go to members. So members have the best chance to get tickets.
Yeah.
So that's one of the main reasons people become a member. One of the other things that we have and what we've created is a database. So for each of our groups, so Rockingham, Mandurah, Armidale, all of those, it's anybody in our groups can enter the database, but only our paid members have access to the database. But it means, for example, if you're looking for a gardener like we keep talking about, or a cleaner or a support coordinator, an OT, you can, if you're a member, pull that up really quickly, and our database is nearly at 1,000 entries. So in terms of WA providers, I would say it's arguably one of the most extensive out there. And again, $49 for a year means you can keep coming to these events, you get access to that database.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So
And
that's,
you've probably met that person at a networking event, and
Yeah.
maybe you've just forgot, well, what's their name? What's their business code? Oh, I know, I'll Google gardener in Joondalup.
Yeah, because when you posted your photos of the last one,
Yep.
that we were hoping to get to, there was a few people there that I recognised. I was like, yeah, you're there. Makes it a lot easier when you go to a new group where you know someone, I think.
100%, yeah. And that going back to it, but that's, so I guess the membership part is where most of the tickets go for our events. We then have 10 free tickets every single event that we do. So obviously, like I said, the expo is completely free for everybody. But for our Tuesday events, we have 10 free tickets to encourage new members to come and trial it out for the first time, see what it's like. And then lastly, we have $10 tickets for anyone that wants to come on the day if those free tickets are sold out. Yeah. But that just helps us manage the capacity side of things. But again, going back to it, we just want to reward the members that, sort of reward us with their support.
Business model. I'm very impressed with that.
Appreciate it, definitely.
Awesome. Okay, so I guess just kind of wrapping up, if someone was thinking about joining one of your groups or coming to the expo, what would you say?
Look, for me, please do.
We'll get both of you.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah. Look, I think for me, firstly, like Leigh said, please, we absolutely welcome that. I think from the provider point of view, we see it a lot. And we talked about connecting with the right providers before. If your goal is just to get referrals and grow your business, we're probably not the networking group for you. What we really try and pride ourselves on is really being values driven and really connecting with the right people in the space. And from there, absolutely things like referrals and connections will come of it. But I think if it's your sole focus, that's certainly not what we're about. Really about sort of driving that community aspect. And then as a byproduct, absolutely that's what happens. I would encourage them to jump on our website. That's where most of the information is for everything that we do, our events, about us, all of that sort of stuff. And then lastly as well, like you said, the Facebook groups. I think it's just a great way to get started and get to know who's in the community as well. Cool. I didn't leave anything left for you, sorry.
Do you have like a parting comment about the expo or about your groups?
I think, so I was saying before, Tuesdays is for networking, and we kind of try and put that out there for everyone. Tuesdays is for networking. A lot of our members actually do keep Tuesdays free to actually come to our groups and do their networking. They organise meetings before and after the groups. So Tuesdays is for networking, but it's also, networking is an investment in your business as well. So for any business owners out there, just it's literally costing you nothing to actually network. And we, you know, if you work in business development and you've got KPIs or, you know, things like that, we're actually bringing all these businesses to one place.
Yep.
So rather than you driving all over the metro or wherever you need to drive in the week, you can come to one place and you can meet up to 40 service providers. Yesterday at our event in Canning Vale, we had 40 people. So we're bringing them there for you to actually network with.
Yeah, and I think just to finish on that, but like, you know, I hate to say the word buy, but like people buy from people. You know, we mentioned before I'm a plan partners, we're a plan manager. There's 1,500 plan managers in Australia. So as much as we all like to say that we do things differently, ultimately we're all doing a very similar job. So again, I've always found, whether it's through plan partners or any business, you know, you build a connection with the person in you know, sort of behind the brand. So I think that only comes across in networking and genuine sort of connection. So, you know, again, if you want people to trust you and add you to their recommended list, or again, sort of, you know, be speaking and spruiking your brand, they need to get to know the person, not just the business.
And I think we're happy to connect with anyone. So anyone out there that's listening that is really interested, wants to come to a networking event, reach out. And, you know, everyone who wants to come to our expo, please jump on, grab yourself a ticket, register for the event and come along. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, well, we were there, so, you know, it's going to be doubly awesome, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it, it's really cool because, like you said, it's bringing those people together, not just average people, but people that are values driven. So there's going to be a lot of like good people in that room. So exciting. Now, you chose the next song.
Leigh chose the next song.
Yep.
Really specify that.
That means you don't like this song, right?
I don't know if it was in my top 1, 3, 10,
I'm a
50.
70s baby, but this is an 80s song.
It's okay.
Cody's a little
A
bit...
90s baby. But that's okay. That's all right. Look,
I like the kind of meaning behind this song. And
I do
it's
agree
it
with
kind of fits in with
That's
what you
what
guys
I
are
think.
about.
Yes.
So do you just want to share what the song is and why you picked it?
Well, I love this song, and I love this song, and it goes back to my daughter. She's a singer. She loves singing and performing, and she's my child, I know, but in my opinion, she has a sensational voice, and she does singing lessons and she's into theatre and all of that kind of stuff. She sings this song beautifully. Also, I'm a 70s baby, a late 70s baby, and so this is an 80s song. So Cyndi Lauper, and who doesn't love Cyndi Lauper? True Colours, and I think True Colours is a song, I don't know, it's very impactful.
Cool. Thanks so much for coming. We really appreciate it. We are sorry that we weren't Jack because...
But I'm happy I'm here. Sorry, Jack.
but maybe we can connect you guys with Jack another time. And,
We've heard great things about the rock star, so we'd love to connect with him at some
He
point.
is a legend in his own lunchtime. He really is.
Got a lot
But
to live up to, Jack.
no pressure on him, right?
No pressure.
Okay, so this is Cyndi Lauper, True Colours, and we'll be back after this.